Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Cobra Explains, and I'm gonna show you today so to remove its main debuffs very fast, like the Great Depression. You will be out of the Great Depression like early 1937, and also the Giant Awakes. You will be able to do that at beginning of 1938. First of all, we go to our research slots. The research actually does not really matter. I'm just gonna select here my absolute usual stuff, my standard stuff. I usually do with larger nations. Well, it's always pretty much the same. In the factories, there is one. Well, let me give you one advice with the United States and factories. Many of you might start building mills from the start. Don't do this. It's not really worth it. You have so many negative modifiers, and afterwards you will get so many buffs which will allow you to convert cities into mills if you want to do this. But on the other side, the more civs you have, the faster you can build mills and other stuff. So it's really not worth it building mills from the start. I usually do cities till I'm at about 200 cities. That's usually the point where I research the Giant Awakes, which allows us to change our economy law. And from that point on, I will build just mills, and you will have more than enough mills afterwards. I mean, you will be at nearly 200 mills at 1940, or I think maybe even more. It really depends on like some smaller events and how you play it, but that will be more than enough. And at that point, you can also build with your nearly 200 CVs, and only a few will be gone for trading or consumer goods. So you have a very strong industry. And now if you start with this 130 and you stay at 130, yeah, I'm not a big fan of this. Like if we go to 200, you will have like 4 complete 15 CV slots here that will be building additional stuff for you. So in the end, it's really worth it. So I always start with building here civilian factories, of course, in the regions where we have the highest infrastructure. So we're just going to select some. Yeah, maybe not the 40s, another 60. And then we go to military factories. I usually completely delete the navy here because our navy is more than big enough, and I don't need more ships. If I want to make a naval invasion, my navy is completely enough for getting me the supremacy on the water, at least long enough for my invasion to start. And well, playing United States, well, we can do this once if you want to. Just write it in the comment and I will make a video about this, but I usually prefer other nations if I really focus on Navy. But yeah, you could also do that with the United States, but usually you just don't have to. So I'm just going with all my dockyards on convoys, because you can always use convoys. You can trade them away, or later if you fight against Germany or the Axis or whatever, all the larger countries, they will try to convoy raid you, because the only way for you to supply your troops is by convoys, because, well, you are on a huge island, at least for most regarding well, most of the other countries are on a different huge island, let's say it like this. Well, it are obviously continents, but you know what I'm trying to say. For equipment, I just advise you build some trains, build some trucks. One 1 mil in trains should be enough for the whole game. And for trucks, I usually start with 3 or 2, and I will just increase it with time. In support equipment, I usually don't really start building that from the start. But well, let's say like this, I preferred to let 1 mil in this just to keep like the production efficiency high, so I can always switch more mills to the support equipment and still have like a really fast way of producing it because I have such high production efficiency. But well, I leave it at 1 support equipment usually, also with other states. And when I need the support equipment for my troops, I'm just gonna push it up. And yeah, the other thing is, of course, artillery and infantry equipment are like the 2 main things I'm gonna focus here on here. But well, that's really not important for a tactic. Well, that's not important. We come to this soon. Well, no divisions in basic training, well, does not matter. With your divisions, just select all of them, put them in 1 army, get them somewhere over here, and just let them exercise to get some army XP. Afterwards, so when they're all here, you can also just, well, we can do this now. We're just gonna switch them all to infantry. When they're here, we can just consolidate them. Decisions, yeah. So decisions, that's a very important part of our attack strategy here. Well, maybe the naval treaty does not matter for us. Propaganda efforts also. Political actions also not for the moment, but later on. Well, this neither. And well, I've never done this in my entire House of Iron career, so let's get rid of it. Here is one very important thing of our strategy, and that's the Congress, and especially the Senate support and the House support. What this does is basically it shows you in green and red how many senators are for or agree with you, and how many are against you. So it's like the ones that are for you and the opposition. And to take decisions with the United States, in this case the decisions are focuses in the national focus tree, you have to have a certain number of senators, and in the House, of course, we have the representatives that are on your side and that agree with you, so that you can take this decision. And to increase here the support, you can do the small lobbying efforts, which gives you 5 senators and 25 representatives that will support you, and the medium lobbying effort that gives you 10 and 50 representatives, which will support you. So you will do these lobbying efforts from time to time to increase this, so you can take the next decision. Really keep an eye on this, because it's very important for our strategy that we can do the focuses fast one after the other and don't have to wait till our support changes. Also, you have to really watch the decisions here, or not the decisions, the events, the random events that pop up, because there sometimes there will be senators or representatives that will support you after one event, or that will go to opposition, and that's pretty random. Sometimes you have good luck, and sometimes you have a bit of bad luck. If you ever are on the point where you really need some support, but really need it fast, you can still take special measures, which will cost you 50 political power, but you will get the support instantly. Here you will have to wait 30 days for a small lobbying effort, and you will have to wait 45 days for the large lobbying effort. You also see here it will cost you some political power gain. In the case of small lobbying effort, that will be 30 and 0.3. or 0.30. And in the case of the medium lobbying effort, it will be 0.75. So keep that in mind if you try to bank up some political power. Resources also do not matter for the moment. So, and now we are getting to the thing that you have all been waiting for, and that's our United States focus tree and what we are actually going to do with the focuses. So, many of you might think we are going to go fascist, but no, we will not. You will get into the civil war, and you are just going to completely waste your time fighting in a civil war, and you will not get strong, and just don't do it. It's a funny thing to do, but you will have to spend so much time with yourself. It's kind of strange. No, we will actually go down the democratic path, and we will also stay completely democratic. No, we are not going to go communists. Well, okay, we are going to mess around with the communist tree a bit, but we will stay 100% democratic. And yes, we will still be super strong, and we can still mess around with other nations. And I will show you exactly how. So, first of all, we will continue the New Deal. And here, for example, you can see the thing that I meant with the support that you need for it. Wait. Here. Just at the top, you see to choose the Agricultural Adjustment Act. Well, you need of course the VPA, but also it requires the support of at least 49 senators, which we have currently 48, and 280 representatives. And we actually have 280 representatives, but with events we will lose some of them sooner or later, so we will do some lobbying to get like a good buffer, and that we have always enough representatives, because of course our plan, our strategy is really important. Well, it's completely based on timing, so it's very important that we keep this timing. If not, it will probably still work, but we will lose a lot of time. And if you want to play this game very good and nearly perfectly, you will have to lose or use your time as good as possible. Also, this is probably the way, or one of the ways, that most pros in this game play the United States, and probably also you will keep playing this way probably forever, because it's just so much stronger than all the other ways. So yeah, you will probably do it if you want it or not, because if you don't play it like this, you will just lose so much time before you get really strong. So it's gonna go to speed 5 and just let it run. As soon as we are able to select here something, we will do a small lobbying effort to get some more support, so that we always have enough support to just select whatever we want. But for now, we will just continue with the New Deal. Wait a bit till we can select this one, but usually you can't select this one before you have continued the New Deal completely, before it is finished. Here we have one of these events that I was talking about. They are more or less random. Well, some will happen over time. Usually, like this one is usually always the first that will happen, and it will give you some support, which is great. But there will always be many others that, well, mess up your Congress a bit, because there will be a lot of people that, like here, like 40 representatives. That's quite a lot. Go into opposition. So keep that in mind. that we all yeah, really keep an eye on it so that we always have enough support to select our next focuses, because yeah, it would be pretty sad if you mess this up straight at the beginning because you don't have enough support. Regarding well, Navy and planes, just do whatever you want with it. It does not really matter. At least I'm not going to mess around with it because it's not important for our strategy here. So we are nearly finished with the New Deal. So we made a terrorization of Ryland. Well, we really don't care at all about this. And now we could go for a small lobbying effort or a medium lobbying effort. And for this, just check what you need. We need 280 representatives and 49 senators. So I think here I'm going to go with a medium lobbying effort. And I'm really sure, even if I have some bad events, that I can select it straight away. For now, we will select VPA and we will continue from there. The other thing is, after the New Deal, just go straight for your silent workhorse. But for the rest of the political power, just try to save as much as possible, because you will need it later on in our strategy. So yeah, at the beginning, please don't spend any political power on stuff that is not super important. With research, it's like with Navy and planes and Army and stuff. Just do what you want. It's not that important, actually, or at least not for the strategy. Play how it's best for your goal in the game, and yeah, that's it. Nearly finished with VPA. Oh, well, nice. Two good events. That's something new. Usually there's always like one good, one bad, one good, one bad. Or like 10 bads, one after the other. That also happened to me once. It was very annoying. So, now we come to one very important thing of the focus tree that you really have to understand, so that you also get how the strategy works. So we have here the Great Depression. The Great Depression, in the normal democratic way, you would research this act, then you have to wait some time till you can research this act, and then you will take this act. And every one of these acts will reduce the effects of the Great Depression by 1/3. So here you are. This one you have 1/3, then you have reduced it by 2/3, and here it's completely gone. The problem with these acts is, if you go down here and you say this, after this law is passed, it will take 230 days until further New Deal legislation is drafted and ready to be signed. So at this moment, when I'm selecting this, I have to wait a total of 300 days or 70 days from the act, plus the 230 days after the act, till I can select the next act to reduce the Great Depression. So basically, every year you can reduce it, because now there are 300 days, then I can select it, and after 70 days it will be reduced. So it would take years to get down here and finish this. But I will show you a way which allows you to get rid of the complete Great Depression effect in, well, from now on, like less than a year. So in 1937, in May 1937, the Great Depression won't be any more important to us, because it will be completely gone. But for now, we will go with the Agricultural Adjustment Act that will already reduce the Great Depression a bit. And let's continue. Now it's also important that you really keep this the Congress at your side, because we will after this we will go on here, suspend the persecution, and then you go Union Representation Act. And here, if you look at the beginning here, it requires the support of 58 senators, where we actually have like 65 at the moment. That's quite a lot, but the events will reduce it, and we need 261 representatives, and we only have 233. So there are quite a lot of representatives, and we will also lose some through events. So we really need a lot of representatives there. So either you go for some medium lobbying effort, that should probably be enough, or you go for two small lobbying efforts, but that's completely up to you. In case that you still don't have enough, we can still take special measures. For now, I will go with a small lobbying effort, and then I will show you something else, because after we have the Agricultural Adjustment Act researched, we can take the decision, pay farm subsidies, if that's what it's called, and that will also give you some support. But yeah, for now we will just wait, do small lobbying efforts. Maybe we'll do another one straight after, just to be sure. Yeah, let's do another one, just to be sure, because if we mess this up, it will make our life a lot more difficult, especially because if we do it right, we will be taking the Union Representation Act in October of 1936. But if we mess it up with the Congress a bit, we will have to wait probably till November to take it. And in November of 1936, there are the elections in the United States here, and the elections will completely mess up the Congress. Sometimes you have really a lot of luck, and it will be super positive and nice for you. You will have like 2/3 or more of the Senate will support you, like 80% of the House will support you. That's great, but usually it's more the other way around, because I also had times where I had afterwards like 25 senators would support me, and in the House I think I had 100 supporters in the House, and this will make life very, very difficult, because you will have to spend a huge amount of political power on getting the Congress back on your side. And so try to not mess this up, and try to have as much support here as possible, without completely ruining your political power, so that you can go down here straight away. So yeah, some more days, then the Agricultural Adjustment Act will be finished. Come on. There we go. And now we can also take this decision pay farm subsidies. It will it will make that our consumer good factories factor will go up by 5%, but that's not that important. What's way nicer is that we can get the support of senators and representatives for our government without spending political power. So we will select this straight away. It will take 90 days, and afterwards we will get even more support. So now we go suspend the persecution, because this will allow us to go down here, and it will also give us a browser, which we will need later on. It will mess around a bit with our stability, but that's not that important. You see, after the Agricultural Adjustment Act, we lost 40 representatives and 8 senators. So we are back down here. It's not enough for the Union Representation Act. So we will do another small lobbying effort to get back up where we need it to be. And we continue. So, some more representatives for us. That's great. I think now we would actually have enough, but just always just to be sure, take this small lobbying effort. It does not have too much effect on everything else, but it will make your life with the Congress way easier. Yeah, there we will lose some senators, but we have more than enough. We have really more than enough for our next decision, and that's the important thing. Of course, in a usual game, absolutely go for the intelligence agency. It's so strong. So just don't forget this. But now, I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. And in this case, I don't need an agency. For the moment, our support is great. Let's hope we don't get any more negative events. Nice, suspend the persecution. Well, Ethiopia has capitulated. Well, what a pity. So, now if we go over here, you can see up here, I usually prefer it like this. You see, we have enough senators and representatives to select this, but we have one problem, because our government needs to trade communist revolutionary, or we need to be communist. Well, we can't switch to communists now very fast to do this, but we have Browder, our political advisor, and if we recruit him, we will be able to get this trade communist revolutionary, and we will be able to select this act. One important thing, or one thing that you should notice here, is that there is written this focus will continue even when the requirements are no longer met. So even if you lose the support in the Senate, or if you lose the support in the Congress, it will still continue, but also if you don't have the communist revolutionary trade anymore, it will also continue. And that's also one very important thing for us, because we don't want to turn communist, and afterwards, when we have eliminated the Great Depression debuff, we want to go down a Neutrality Act and Arsenal of Democracy to take the giant wakes. And well, to do this, if you look up here, you see we need more than 95% support for the Democratic Party. But if we would keep all Browder, our support in for communism would grow very fast, and we would lose this 95% support for the Democratic Party. So what are we going to do? Well, one very simple thing. For the beginning, we are of course going to recruit El Browder. Then we are going to select our focus, and we will get rid of him instantly. Okay, just stop the time for this. Well, you can also keep the time running for this. Just do it fast, so you don't lose too much. Democratic support. And now the act will just continue for us, which is great. So, I think if you will look now at the focus tree already a bit, you see what's our plan. Because this Accumulated Wealth Act will do the same as the Fair Labor Standard Act or the Federal Housing Act. So, what are we going to do? We will go down here, then we will research here the Accumulated Wealth Act. We don't need this for the moment. go down to the accumulated wealth act. And when this one is finished and our timing is right, Fair Labor Standard Act should be ready. So we will reduce the Great Depression by 1/3 here. We will reduce it by another 1/3 here. So we have reduced it here by 2/3. And afterwards, after this one, we will instantly research this one. And when the Fair Labor Standard Act is finished, we will be, well, the effect will be completely gone. And it will be super early in 1936 if everything goes right. So now there is this event of the elections in 1936. Sometimes for some reason you should be super early, or this fire is a bit too late. You can also get the accumulated wealth tax act. The accumulated wealth tax act started before you have to select anything here, because if you go over here on decisions, you see you have 12 days to select something. After these 12 days, it will automatically select the top one. But if this is not the case, just select it as early as possible, and always go with the Democrats. Don't go with the Republicans, always go with the Democrats. We will select this, and now you see our Congress has, it has really moved quite a lot. So what are we going to do? We will need quite a lot of support to get the accumulated wealth tax act started. We should try to get it here now, to get the support up as fast as possible to start this one. But yeah, we had very bad luck in the Congress as well. The Senate support is great, but the House support is horrible. So we will have to take many decisions here to get that back up. So to start, we will take special measures. Let's pay the farm substitutes, and we will take the medium lobbying effort, and probably we will also need to take the special measures. That's now very sad that it went this bad. Usually it's not as horrible, but we will also go to this like this. It will also work like this, but maybe we are delayed by a month or so. So let's continue from there. Maybe we have some good events that will help us. Usually also now there will be events that fire where different states ask us to build factories or not even more bad events. That's very annoying. Okay, well, we will continue. Exactly, this is what I wanted to show you. So now North Carolina is offering us support. If we build a munitions plant in North Carolina, that means if we build a mill in North Carolina, they will give us a lot of support, and of course we are going to accept this. And then we go over to construction. We go to North Carolina, and we are going to build one mill and shift it straight to the top, and then we will get some good support in 80 days. And let's continue. So let's hope we get some more good ones. National focus is complete. Okay. So after this focus, you will. Oh, I completely forgot one thing. I'm sorry. After this this act, there will be these Silver Legion protests. Usually, if you go down here and select, select this one, the game thinks that you are going to go communist. So the Silver Legion protests start, and if you would go communist, you would try to get to this civil war to fire and take over the country. But we don't want. So we will always select the decisions that don't get us closer to a civil war. We will need to pay with some base stability, but that's not that important to us. We will get it back later. So go up here. I forgot one thing, and that's also what you are seeing here. After you selected this focus, it's when it has finished, it will give you an extreme comfortable majority in Congress, because it's more or less like paying everyone to support you. So you don't really have to care about the elections that much. So here it's enough. I'm sorry I forgot this for some reason. But yeah. And now you see another small problem, so don't make the mistake that I did just here with the medium lobbying effort, where I lost a lot of political power. But just select nothing and wait for this the Union Representation Act to finish. And then you can go straight away from here to here by recruiting the Communist Revolutionary again. We now lost some political power because of this because of this effect, but we will just wait some time and not select the national focus, and then we will get the political power fast enough up again to recruit our good friend here, old brother. So now just wait a bit. We still get quite a lot of political power. We will only lose of this mistake a few days, so it's not that important. We have to wait after this one for this to finish or to become ready again. So yeah, I think we can live with that. We are nearly up. Come on. There we go. We have 150. We select him. Select our focus. Go back on him. We don't have enough political power, because to get rid of him you have to be at the positive of at least 0 or 0.1 power. Now we can get rid of him, but it's not important. We only got 1 more %, but that's still fine. Also here, just do what you want for you. It's not that important now for us. You see now we have like a huge majority in Congress, and we don't really have to care about this anymore. So you also see the Fair Labor Standard Act is ready. Our accumulated wealth tax act has also nearly finished. There we go. And we go the Fair Labor Standard Act. And after this one has finished, we are free. Yes, we are delayed by 1 month, but that's still okay. That's not that horrible. Let's say it like this. Could be a lot worse. So just wait till it's finished. And then we can, after this has finished, the slow economic growth will also be gone. So that's the last part of the Great Depression debuff. And then we can completely focus on getting rid of undisturbed isolation, so that we can change our that we can change our economic law to something a bit more useful and with less negative modifiers. Because you see the ton of red, and if you read through it, it really wants to make you cry. So after this, we will go straight back over here to the old age pension, because we want to guarantee the American dream. Why do we want to guarantee the American dream? Well, that's very simple. If you go over here, you see the first requirement for this is one at the following must be true: at war or more than 30% war support. You see, at the moment we have 7% war support. How do we get at 30%? Well, first of all, by guaranteeing the American dream, we will get 10% war support. And the other thing is, and that's also very important, keep your command power. Don't spend a thing of this at the beginning, because what we will do, as soon as Japan attacks China, we will send, at the moment we can also already improve relations. We will send an attaché to China as soon as Japan attacks China, and that will give us another 10% war support. And on the other side, by attacking China, Japan will generate so much world tension that our base war support will also go up. And then we are at like 33% war support, which will allow us to research the giant wakes. And so it is very important that we guarantee the American dream, or if not, this will not work. So yes, there are some exceptions to this. Sometimes, especially if you are in a multiplayer game or play with your friends like co-op, you don't play one against the other, there will be so many early wars going on that the world tension is already so high that you don't need to guarantee the American dream, but it's enough that you only send somewhere a political advisor, which gives you a base of plus 10% war support, and then sometimes you don't need these two focuses. So you could say, in order to be sure that I make the least amount of focuses to take the fastest ways to the giant wakes, you could now do this a bit different. And well, just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to show you how. We are going to wait till we have 100 political power, and we are now going to go to political agents, and we are going to ban communism. This will reduce our stability, but it will also get rid of communism completely. We will go to 100% Democratic Party, and we will be able to take the Neutrality Act, because before, because of the political advisor and also because of the Accumulated Wealth Tax Act, we had like 7 or 8% communism support, and on the other side we only had like 93% democratic support, and we were not able to choose the Neutrality Act. But now, by banning communism, we are back at 100%, and we can take the Neutrality Act. So we will continue like this. Like that is really the let's say like the way how you play this to get to the giant wakes as fast as possible, so that you don't go after the accumulated wealth, after the Fair Labor Standard Act to old age pension, but ban communism and go to Neutrality Act, So you go down here. So if there are some actions that will increase the support so much that you can go straight to from Arsenal of Democracy to the giant wakes, that's absolutely great. You take like 140 days less to wake the giants, which is super nice. And if it's not the case, you can still go down here, get the other 10% war base war support, because on the other side, what can happen in also multiplayer game is that at the beginning there are nearly no wars, but usually there's at least one or two, or at least the Spanish Civil War, and at some point somebody is going to attack something in Asia, and that gives you enough world tension. We see it here. Japan now attacked China here, and it increased the world tension to 20%, which increased our war support to 15%. And now we will, or we should, well, at the moment we are not able to send him an attaché, because we don't have enough political power, but over time we will get that, and we will be able to send them one, and we will get this extra 10% war support, which will allow us to get here eventually. But yeah, for now we will just wait till the Neutrality Act has finished. And also one thing you notice, after you researched Union Representation Act, you really don't have to care about the Congress anymore. You could even close that. Well, it just does not matter. You will always have the total power here. There we go. Now we can go on Arsenal of Democracy. One very cool thing is, if you research this, you can go eventually down here to the Unholy Alliance. What the Unholy Alliance does is one very funny thing, because it makes an alliance, if the Soviet Union like said, between the United States and the Soviet Union. And this alliance has like a small secret event that you will be able, that will give you the decision to annex the Soviet Union as the United States, if the Soviet Union is, I think, 50 or 60% before capitulation from either the Germans or Japan or whoever attacks them. And the cool thing here is, of course, yeah, you annex the whole Soviet Union, so it will be an absolutely huge and enormous United States, and I think you also Korea, but I'm not very sure about that. But the very funny thing is that if you are not at war with the nation that the Soviet Union is being conquered by, you will just peace out the Soviet Union from this war, more or less. You will annex it, and like for example, if the Germans are somewhere here, and then you take this decision as the United States, you will annex complete Soviet Union, and you will also annex every part here and peace out to the Germans. But they will not get anything. I don't remember if their troops are getting thrown out of the new part of the United States, or if they are just isolated there and you can just kill them off instantly. But yeah, it's a very funny thing to mess around with a very strong Germany or strong Japan or whoever wants to attack the Soviet Union. But yeah, that's just like a funny side fact. So let's make this is finished too. So now we also have more than enough political power to go to China and send them the attaché, and they will accept. Wait, what? Oh, our relation is somehow not good enough. I don't know. Ah, no. Now they will accept it. Our support goes up to 27%. And of course, well, we don't have enough to select the giant wake straight away, so we will work our way down to guarantee the American dream. If for some reason our war support should go up enough, yeah, we also don't have any like decisions here that will allow us. Yeah, that's also not going to work. That allow us to get another like 3, 4, 5% to go to the giant wakes, because like with the new DLCs there were new decisions coming. But yeah, it's still not going to work, so we are going to work our way down to the American Dream, guarantee the American Dream, and if for some reason our war support should go up enough for us to select the giant wakes, we will just stop this and go instantly to the giant wakes. But for now, we will go with the Old Age Pension Act. I'm just going to ignore this. It's for the demonstration. It's really not important. Also, another thing that you notice that I'm doing is I'm saving up the political power completely. Why am I doing this? Well, it's very simple. If we research the giant wakes, it will change our economy to civilian economy, but as we need at least 30% war support for this, we will be able to change it instantly to one second. We will be able to change it instantly to partial mobilization, and also to go up here with the conscription. But for this we will need a lot of political power, so I'm saving up on political power there. Oh, you see, like we have 29% war support. So maybe it will be enough soon for us to select our the giant wakes. And you see, we are early in 1938, and we're just waiting for one more percent war support. There we go. Great. Now it's 37. So just abolish here the American Dream for the moment and go straight for the giant wakes. And now in 70 days, we will be a giant that has risen from its, I don't know, sleep, whatever, and we will become super strong. But for now, just build some more cities. We are at 180. Well, we own 153. But yeah, that's still good. So we are going to build some more, and afterwards, when the giant wakes has finished, we can switch to mills instantly. Well, of course, we could actually take it back now, because also the giant wakes does not stop when we drop below. But as we want to go to partial mob, of course, I was not fast enough, I'm sorry. If we want to go to partial mobilization, we will need 30% war support. So, yeah, don't let time, advice for you, don't let the time run if you're trying to explain something, because it will take a decision eventually, and that's not the one that you wanted. So we are going to send it again. So yeah, that was an unnecessary waste of political power, I'm sorry. But now we are back at our war support that we wanted. So yeah, I forget that it was of course just for demonstration purposes that this will not start. Yeah, well, of course it was a mistake. That was not the reason why I did it. So the giant wakes. We are early April, or nearly mid-April 1938. We are out of the horrible the horrible disturbed isolation, and we can switch to partial mode. We can also switch here if we didn't do the stupid mistake, we could go to limited conscription, but we don't have enough political power, so we will go to volunteer only. But yeah, that was actually the point that I wanted to show you, because now we are already at our full power, or not full power, but we have reduced our debuffs extremely, and from now on we can just go with our construction speed. Like you see how many cities are now building here stuff for us. Now it completely depends on you. I like to go up to 200 cities before I switch to mills, but you can also now straight away switch to mills and just build the whole United States completely full of mills. Well, if you go here, you see we don't have that many building slots, but this is because I ignored the research. Of course, if you would go down here, dispersed industry or also concentrated industry, you would have more than enough building slots. And so that's also one other little advice from me. If you're in the United States, rush either dispersed industry or a concentrated industry. It's however you want it. I'm more of a fan of dispersed industry, but you can of course also go with concentrated industry. But I think because you have so many research slots with the United States, you will eventually change a lot and often in production. And so it's easier if you can keep more of this production efficiency that you have, and you don't lose as much as you would with concentrated industry. But yeah, if we would let the game play now, you can do this if you want to test out some. But I can tell you, if we switch now completely to mills, we have a plus of like 160 to 170 mills in till the 1st January of 1940. And if we go up to like 200 factories, 200 cities, and then switch to the mills, it will be like 10 mills less or something like this, or even less. But so it will be pretty much at the same level. But for some reason I prefer to do it like this, but you don't have to. It's completely up to you. But yeah, anyway, either way, you will be extremely strong. Actually, if you switch instantly to mills, you already have, I think, more mills and cities than Germany, France, the Soviet Union, of course, United Kingdom. So so the funny thing is, if you play it like this, you will be way stronger than Germany already before they even declared the war on Poland. If you find a way to enter this war, you could actually just support Poland and smash Germany straight away. Or if you somehow get over here to the United Kingdom, well, just attack them straight away. It will be very surprising for Germany, because they will be getting attacked by a very, very strong United States. Because, of course, you can, with that amount of factories and mills that you will have there, you can get up your equipment very, very fast. And on the other side you have the very nice where is it? The very nice resources of the United States, which will allow you to build tons of stuff without buying any more resources. Of course, if you don't have enough, just change it here somewhere, or Also, as the United States, you might consider to research excavation, or the other fast way, of course, is to where is it? To simply increase infrastructure in the countries that you like need. As you see here, if it goes up by 2, you get another plus 25, another 24 iron, for example. Or if you need more oil down here, yeah, you see it, it's massive. Yeah. So yeah, that's it with the Snowball United States strategy. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any more questions, leave a comment down below. I'm trying to get back to you and answer them as quickly as possible. If you have any suggestions for future videos, or if you want a guide on something special, or want me to play around as Snowball United States, where I try to conquer the whole world, or if you want me to conquer the world as Luxembourg or as any minor nation, just leave me a comment and I will do it with a lot of fun, because I'm a really big minor nations enjoyer, and I will eventually also make some more guides on how to play minor nations, how to really master them, strategies for minor nations, because I personally think the better you are at minor nations, the better you get in the complete game, and also the better you are at playing major nations, because I think you only really understand the game completely and can play it on a whole different level, and also in with very or the only really way to get really used to making this micromanagement is to playing minor nations. And I can show you strategies which you can choose whatever minor nation you want, and you can still conquer the world, smash the United States, and do whatever you want. But for now, that's it from me. I hope you have a good evening, and yeah, see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the video, or if you want to see some more videos of me and support me. That's it. Bye bye. Cobra out.